I'd had a brilliant time in Tunisia, vanlifing by the beach, visiting troglodyte homes, exploring the salt flats in the south.
It's absolutely crazy.
And even running an ultramarathon in the Sahara. But now it was time to head back to Europe. Join me in this episode as I embark on an 11-hour journey from Tunis to Sicily. What would the Tunisian boarding procedures be like?
This is absolute chaos. They're all arguing with each other.
How much sleep would I get? And would I even be able to get breakfast in the morning?
What's this thing?
This is the story of my overnight ferry adventure from Africa to Italy.
Morning, gang. Guess where I am? Yep. I said I probably wouldn't come back, but I couldn't resist it. Back in La Marsa. It's just nice here. Been back to visit the Cat Cafe this morning. Gonna go up to the restaurant on the roof later to get a bit of work done before the ferry this evening. So it's my final hours here in Tunisia. I'm gonna get in that sea one more time before we go, and then it'll be on the ferry this evening for an overnight trip. And I've got a bag packed full of stuff, which is hopefully gonna see me have a very comfortable night. So we are off to the port now. Time to go and get on this ferry. I've got a couple of sandwiches from the supermarket. We're all packed and ready to go for this overnight ferry back to Sicily.
The drive to the port was pretty straightforward, and on arrival I was looking for the GNV office. This man looked like he could help.
GNV or Grimaldi?
GNV?
GNV, grandi navi veloci.
Got it. That was close. Needed 7 dinar tax. I just had it in cash.
Be careful when taking help from strangers at the port. They can sometimes be quite aggressive about asking for tips afterwards for information that really was not that hard to find.
Port 13. Found it. Bonsoir. Hello. Merci. Follow my leader again. Let's just see. Hopefully we don't get lost this time. Okay, following over to... Checking here that we go through the... Oh my God, this is a bit narrow. I think we just drive through. Got a friendly man here pointing us back that way. Looks like I've been siphoned off to a slightly different direction. They just made me do another loop of that little thing, whatever that was, because I went too slowly, apparently. Yeah. They're really not very clear with their instructions. Okay, terminal sank, stay to the right. Or no, he said go straight on rather, not stay to the right. Passport check done. Well, I've been shuttled into the commercial goods lane again. These poor people in front of me just have to empty their van. Getting shouted at by the customs people. Fortunately, they were very quick with me. They just looked in, saw it as a camper van and just were like, sign. There's a person in a box behind me. Had to go and get my documents signed there, passport stamped. I'm done now. Just have to sit here and wait. God, what a ball ache for these poor people. All the other camper vans are in the big warehouse behind me. They're all very obviously camper vans, which is why they are where they are. I am not obviously a camper van, which is why I am where I am. But it's all fine. It is now about 7:30 and the ferry is due to leave at basically midnight, so there's going to be a lot of sitting around and waiting. In fact, I'm going to jump in the back and do it there. We are on our way, just got the nod. It's now 20 past 8, and I suspect there's a lot more queuing coming up. Just been told to go back a bit. Okay, queue behind this other van. I mean, there clearly is a system. You've just got to be patient, because it's like, move there, sit there, go and do that, do this, do the other, do that. Yeah. See how long we're waiting here now. That's our boat arriving. Same one I came over on. That is a big old ship doing a 3-point turn.
.3 local time on a Saturday afternoon. Perfect conditions. An autumn day here in Chicago.
Well, it's half time in the rugby. 5 minutes past 10, and I was starting to get a little bit bored. But then this Italian car up here just reversed into the truck and put their rear window through. That was entertaining. Well, it's 10 past 11. The rugby game's finished. And nothing is moving, apart from the foot passengers. They seem to be getting on. Vehicles, not so much. It's action, motorcyclists. There's also some very official looking cars behind over there. Progress, ticket's been scanned, put under windscreen wiper. Maybe we'll be moving in a minute, who knows? Well, it's 5 to midnight, and I've wandered down because I was just bored. But we are seeing progress. There are some trucks being loaded, very, very slowly, but at least something's happening. I can't see this boat leaving. 1:30, 2 o'clock best, maybe? Feels like a long way off at the moment. Well, that big truck was just blocking us here for all that time. Some of our vehicles have moved forward. Maybe we'll be next. These are all brand new Land Rovers. Nice. It's 1 o'clock. Travel teaches you patience. Smile through it. Now, there were a bunch of camper vans just here, and I think the last of them has just gone on. It's so slow, the loading this side. It felt so easy to get on in Italy. I don't know whether it's just because I was at the front or there's something else going on, I don't know, but this is pedestrian. Got to wait for all these cars to go on, and then us lot over here, we get to go after that apparently. And the cars are going too, there's beeping of horns, there's excitement. I'm going to get back in the van. Other people are moving as well. 5 hours I've been saying. We're moving! We're moving! Getting closer. Kind of. Now we know why it's taking so long. They're literally police checking every vehicle. Every single one, I think. I got checked as well, and I've got this big black bag in the front here, and he was like, "What is this?" And I said, "It's an inflatable arch for a race," and he just went, "All right." I'm taking back the inflatable arch from the Ultra for Charity event from the last video. So funny. Yeah, all right. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
One person for Palermo, right?
One person.
Can you please open the back of the van?
Oh, of course.
I haven't spoken English in ages. Only Italian.
Not sure if you'd have heard that. That guy who just did the third vehicle check, I think it was, actually on the boat. He said, "Oh, I haven't spoken English in ages." It's Italian, French, and he said, "I saw your license plate," and I was like, "Great." That was quite nice. And we are right at the very back again. Holy moly, they are packing us tight in here. I'm absolutely in. Shutting windows. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get my bag out of the thing, or get out of the car in a second, because they are packing us so tight in here. In fact, I'm going to jump out now while there's a gap there. This is absolutely crazy. I'm guessing they must have a full boat tonight, because otherwise, why pack everybody so tight? This is absolute chaos. They're all arguing with each other about who's parking where. Talking to the people who are organising the car parking. And the air quality in here is absolutely awful, so I'm getting out of here as soon as I can.
I francesi, Birra, yes, I have Messina, Polane, Messina.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers. Now, regarding the boarding of this ship, I really shouldn't have been surprised. Over the last 2 weeks, I've learned that the Tunisians are generally really lovely people, but they're not blessed with logic, common sense too much. Anything that requires any kind of sort of plan or system, they're just not very good at it. So why I thought that the ship might just load really quickly is a mystery. It was always going to be like that. It's now about 2:30, I think. I'm going to drink this beer and then go and sort myself out a bed, which I'm hoping will be okay, and they'll let me do it. Because there are people just laid out on all the benches and couches and stairwells even. I was quite surprised at that kind of a health and safety issue. If people need to use those stairs in a hurry, to have people sleeping on them is probably not a great idea. Anyway, hopefully we will get some sleep on this ferry at least. Alrighty, it's gone 3 a.m. and they are still loading up the boat. Who knows what time we'll leave. But what I do know is I need to sort out my sleeping arrangements, and the reason why I'm doing this and taking it into my own hands is because to get a cabin on this boat costs more than transporting me and the van, like considerably more. 2 or 3x is the price depending on various factors. And I'm like, I don't need that. Especially when I've got a van full of bedding and camping equipment and stuff. So I've said this on a different YouTube video. Let's go and get myself sorted out. The engines are kicking into gear. We are leaving Tunisia. It's 3:30 in the morning. It's been a great time here, a great couple of weeks. I'm going to try and get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. I've had a little change of location. I'm literally right next to the engine house there. Head was shaking. Quite a lot of diesel fumes as well. Feels a lot fresher and quieter here. Hopefully get some sleep now. Good morning. You're probably thinking, this doesn't look like the inside of a tent. And that's because it's not. Basically, it was too cold, too windy, too noisy, and too smelling of diesel out there. None of which were apparent when I first pitched my tent. I think I came in here at about 6 a.m, so I was out there for 2 hours. It's now 20 to 8. I've slept a tiny bit, I think. I'd imagine this boat has still got quite a long way to go.
Ma tutta notte così fischiesso.
Grazie. I love a combo deal, and in my tired, weary state, it seemed like the easiest option. Also, I thought... Choco. It seemed like nobody in this breakfast cafe was even aware that the combo especial was even a thing. I had to ask individually for every single thing on the menu, pointing at it several times. Miel, honey. And there was more fun to come at the till.
E cappuccino. Guardate, giusto e cappuccino. €9,90.
Not all of this.
Una bevanda calda, un croissant.
What about all those?
Una bevanda calda, un croissant, un succo di frutta, un burro, una marmellata, 2 panini e uno yogurt.
What's this thing?
It seemed like the combo especial had not been programmed into the computer. So we had to get the big boss over.
Burro, marmellata, gratuito, 9,70 €.
Okay. Grazie mille. That caused a bit of a palaver. I like a deal, but it came up as €2 more expensive when he put it through the computer. Eventually I got it 20 cents cheaper. Happy days. Well, this was the spot from last night. Next to the playhouse here. Nice soft flooring, which is insulated as well, which the bit down there that I tried afterwards wasn't, but also basically right next to the engine house here. And it doesn't sound too bad, and it doesn't feel too bad when you're stood up and awake, but when you're laid down and trying to go to sleep with literally rattling, shaking, too loud for me to sleep anyway. So then I moved to just about here, but that's on a little bit of a slope, so I kept rolling off, and it's a bit of a wind tunnel through here as well. So the tent was flapping around a lot, so I moved to here, and that was flatter and less windy, but still cold and still noisy. So then I eventually picked it all up. And ended up there for, I reckon, a maximum of half an hour's sleep I got. And there was a time early in my travels when that would have absolutely ruined my day. I would have been grumpy about it, lack of sleep, just like fed up, not getting anything done. But you learn very quickly that you can deal with this stuff. It's not a problem. Yeah, I'm going to be a bit tired at various points during the day, but it absolutely doesn't need to derail my entire day. I reckon we got about 90 minutes left to Palermo, and then we'll be back in Italy, back in Sicily. And I'll be low-key relieved because there's been a bit of stress around this. Long-term watchers of the channel will know that Timmy Bago's got a habit of breaking down in inopportune places. Think the Isle of Harris and Lewis all the way up in Scotland. Think Montenegro, where it took me a month to get him fixed. Punctures in France and Serbia. I didn't have roadside cover in Tunisia. I tried to get it, but nobody would give it to me for 2 weeks. So I was low-key anxious the entire time. Back in Italy, back with roadside cover. If something does go wrong, at least I can get picked up easily and it'll get organised. I don't have that stress. Fingers crossed nothing happens and I get back to the UK fine, but it's nice to know I'm going to be back in Europe. It's gone midday. We're almost at Palermo and people are still committed to the kit. Decent effort. Right, we'll bring this one to a close now. I don't anticipate too much drama getting off the boat here in Italy. The job the captain did docking us here was absolutely splendid, and the 2-week Tunisian adventure was magic. Lots of friendly people, lots of incredible places. Hit like and subscribe and join me in the next video when I'm going to be climbing a volcano barefoot.